What's up, guys? Cubs fan Han back for a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and we got new dark side stuff coming to the game. 4 new dark side units, all going to be hitting very soon. 2 ships and 2 brand new characters. Of course, they are all going to be first order because we have The Last Jedi coming up. And spoiler alert, one of them is Unmasked Kylo Ren, and he looks awesome. I can't wait to break this stuff down with you, but let's give a quick shout out to gaming-fans.com. Go ahead, check them out. They're also on Twitter at gamingfansdfn. And hey, do you like Star Wars shirts like this one? Go ahead and check out the link down below in the description where you can get your own. This is a pretty sweet website I found, and I'm going to be sporting some of their shirts in my video, and I'm even going to be giving one of them away later in this week. So stay tuned for that and information on how to enter yourself for a chance to win one of those shirts. A link is also down in the description below. So let's break down what we have coming to the game. I'm going to break down both ships first, and then we'll get into the characters and wrap it up with Kylo Ren's new kit. I think you guys are really going to like it. He's actually a tank, which is really cool to see. All right, so starting with the first ship we're getting a new TIE Fighter. As if we didn't have enough TIE Fighters, we're going to get another First Order TIE Fighter. And this one is called SF TIE Fighter, and the SF stands for Special Forces, which is going to tie to the new character, Special Forces, or First Order Special Forces. Let's see, First Order Special Forces Pilot is the official character name. We'll get to that here in just a second. So this is a superior First Order attacker that has multiple offensive capabilities and inflicts multiple debuffs. The basic is L-S9.6 laser cannons. How about just laser cannons? All right. And the final text of the basic ability here is deal physical damage to target enemy. If this attack scores a critical hit, inflict target lock for 2 turns. This attack has plus 10% critical chance. So target locking is one of the kings of the fleet arena, and you're going to find out here in a second in Kylo Ren's ship that it's actually really important to pair with the TIE Slicer. All right, special number 1, double offensive. Final text, deal physical damage to all enemies. So we got an AoE with the 35% chance to remove 20% turn meter. That is really good. Turn meter reduction, especially on an AoE basis, is going to be solid, but it goes on. Target lock. Turn meter removal is doubled and can't be resisted. So I'm assuming what this means is if enemies are target locked, then they can't resist it, and the turn meter is going to be doubled. So it's going to become 40%. So if you are pairing this with target lock heavy teams like TIE Advanced, that kind of thing, then you are going to be able to remove a lot of turn meter and really manipulate the field of play and use that to your advantage. So this is a really cool ship. The last special here, we got crew ability, concussion missile. All right, final text, deal special damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. All right, that's cool. And gain 20% turn meter. Additionally, call a random ally to assist. If that ally is first order, grant them advantage for 2 turns. This attack ignores protection. All right, so we got another like a Sith assassin, Mother Talzin kind of character now, but in a ship form for the fleet arena. Very cool, and you can see here that the animations are really, really cool. All right, let's get into TIE Slicer. Now, it's notable that the crew for this is not going to be Kylo Ren with the mask. It's just for Kylo Ren unmasked, which makes sense because that's where we see it in the trailer. We got our unmasked version of Kylo Ren. Now he's too cool for the mask. Emo Kylo Ren's growing up, you know, growing out of that mask phase, I guess. And, all right, so we got superior First Order attacker that gains unlimited speed and deals massive damage. Wow. Okay, so just in the description, I am gripped because we've got unlimited speed gain and massive damage going out. Really, really cool to see, and you will see how that works here in just a second. So, again, the crew's Kylo Ren. So, Disruptive Advance is the basic ability. Final text reads, deal physical damage to target enemy and stun them for 1 turn. if they have more than 50% turn meter. So generally, you're probably going to want to attack those who are about to attack themselves, and then you halt them with a stun, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, gain advantage for 2 turns. So either way, you're gonna have a bit of an advantage there, either through stunning or through the advantage buff. Okay, the first special is overwhelming advantage. Final text: deal physical damage to target enemy. If TIE Slicer has advantage, this attack deals 75% more damage. Wow. So on the basic, you have a chance to gain advantage, and you are going to deal 75% more damage if you have it. If this attack defeats an enemy, gain 20% turn meter and foresight for 2 turns. Very cool. And then we've got a unique here. It's called Frenzied Rage. Final text: each time TIE Slicer is damaged or damages a target-locked enemy, it gains 10 speed and 10% offense, stacking until the end of the encounter. Now think about this. When you run a target lock team effectively, you're going to have 5 target locks out there. And so he is going to gain, assuming you can keep him alive for the whole encounter, by the end of the encounter, every turn he gets, he is gaining 10 speed, 10% offense, 10% offense. You could hypothetically have, up to plus 50, plus 60, plus 70 speed, somewhere around there. That could be just a massive advantage. And this is a ship that I'm telling you right now, I'm really, really excited to see. It's going to be very powerful, and you better watch out in your fleet arenas. I think it's going to be really difficult to go against as well. All right, let's break down the 2 new characters we are getting. Both look pretty cool. The first one we are getting is First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot. That is a mouthful. We'll probably just call him SF Pilot, or maybe SFP. Maybe that'll be the abbreviation. I don't know. Reddit, you guys figure it out. I know you're all good at coming up with good abbreviations for every character. All right, so this is a subversive First Order attacker who buffs allies and disrupts enemies. And look at his helmet here. He's got these 2 red streaks going down his helmet. I think that's pretty cool looking. I like that. So his basic is called Reciprocation. Final text: deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns. Then, if the target has defense down, gain advantage for 2 turns. So this really, advantage seems to be like the First Order love affair buff. Everyone is finding a way to get advantage on these teams, which is a really powerful buff and something that's cool to see included. Kind of like Resistance has Expose as their debuff of choice. First Order has advantage as the buff of choice. So SF Pilot's special number 1 is called Drumfire. And this, look at the animation for this. That looks freaking deadly. Final text: deal special damage to all enemies and inflict defense down for 2 turns on each critically hit enemy. First Order allies gain speed up for 2 turns. All right, so we're going to find ways to gain advantage and speed up here through this kit. That is really great to see. And then special number 2, Oppressive Burst. Deal special damage to target enemy and call another ally to assist. If the ally is First Order, they gain advantage for 2 turns and stun the target enemy for 1 turn. That's really cool to see as well. So that is the SF Pilot. It definitely looks really, really good. A cool kit, but just you wait until you see what Kylo Ren's got coming. I think this kit looks pretty mean. So take a look at Kylo Ren. I don't know about you guys, but this lightsaber looks huge on this kit, and I like his animation just standing there. It's kind of like that move that he does when he's in the Force with Rey and he's hitting his side. But anyway, he is a tough First Order tank with a powerful stun. And he's got a really interesting take mechanic. We'll get into that. So his basic is Aggressive Strike. The final text reads, deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict tenacity down for 2 turns. If the target was already debuffed and it's Kylo's turn, he gains taunt for 1 turn. So whenever anybody is going to be debuffed, you're going to taunt, as well as you're going to be giving them tenacity down. And tenacity down is an awesome debuff. It's just so useful to have that minus 100% tenacity. So that is going to be really useful. Obviously, anyone who hears tenacity down, you're going to be triggered into thinking he's a great raid character. And I think he will be. A lot of you are probably going to be more thinking about using Kylo Ren for Arena, though, because you're probably not going to be able to get him at 7 stars immediately. All right, special number 1 is Halt, and I love the animation for this. This is a lot like Kylo Ren. I think the whole motive behind this is going to be that interaction Kylo Ren has with Poe in Force Awakens, where he stops his blaster mid-air, which, I mean, by the way, have we ever seen anybody do something that sweet in Star Wars with the Force? That's one of my favorite Force moments ever, and it's sweet that it has an ability. Even though he's doing it against a clone trooper and Jedi Counselor here. I'm sure it's going to be really cool against characters other than that. But anyway, final text. Dispel all buffs on target enemy and stun them for 2 turns. Kylo recovers 10% health and gains taunt for 1 turn. This attack can't be evaded or resisted. That is I mean, first of all, stunning for 2 turns. Now, maybe I'm missing something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if we've seen stun for 2 turns before. So that turn meter is going to go all the way to full and then back to nothing and go all the way back up before that stun expires. Unless you've got a cleanse on the other team. And it can't be evaded or resisted. So you're going to have it happen every time. Not to mention that it's dispelling those buffs. That's a really cool ability. And I love the animation as well. The special number 2 is called Focused Rage, and look at the animation for Focused Rage. We have a Sidious-like move here, where he's dragging his lightsaber through the ground and attacking the enemy. Really cool. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy and recover health equal to the damage dealt. Alright, so that's kind of taken after Kylo Ren Jr. here to gain that damage back. If the target enemy is stunned, deal double damage. All right, and remember, he's gonna be stunning for 2 turns, so you're gonna have a lot of stuns going around. They're gonna last longer than what you're used to with stun. And when you attack an enemy who's stunned already, you're gonna deal double damage here. And you can see here that this isn't even a critical hit in this animation, and he hits for 10k. I'd really like to see what happens when you add some critical damage mods on him and get a critical hit there and deal double damage. That is really cool. And then Kylo Ren Unmasked also has a leader ability and a unique ability. Both of these abilities here are going to be Zeta upgrades. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the Zeta upgrade is going to be at this point. I will try to guess, but I'm not sure. So stay tuned for exactly what the Zeta gains you. But starting with his leader ability, this is called Merciless Pursuit. Final text says, First Order allies have plus 40% critical damage. That is a lot of critical damage. A critical damage triangle is going to gain you 36%. So you're going to give your whole First Order team more than a critical damage triangle in that kit. And plus 30 speed. That's a speed arrow. That's like, I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn has that much speed that he gives Jedi. We're going to give that to First Order as well. So just right there, that's already pretty sweet. When a First Order ally scores a critical hit, they gain 20% turn meter. And when First Order allies gain a status effect, they recover 5% health and 5% protection. I'm going to guess that tag is what gains us the Zeta, maybe the 20% turn meter as well. But what sounds more like a Zeta upgrade to me is First Order allies gaining a status effect, and then that equals 5% health and protection. So if you're on a status effect heavy team, whenever you get debuffed or whenever you are gaining buffs, whatever, you are going to be gaining 5% health and protection. I'd like to see that in practice. I think that could be that could make First Order really, really annoying to fight. So that's really cool. And then unique is called Scared. The final text, and again, this is a Zeta. When Kylo takes damage, he recovers 8% health, and a random First Order ally who doesn't have it gains advantage for 2 turns. So there's that advantage buff again. It's going to be going everywhere. And remember that in his leadership ability here, when you are doing a critical hit, you're going to gain 20% turn meter. So advantage is going to give you that much more chance to hit critically and also gain turn meter through that leadership ability. So it's nice to see that his unique is giving more advantage opportunity. Kylo has plus 50% counter chance, doubled when he has taunt. Wow, so he's going to have 100% counter chance when he is taunting, and he's going to be taunting a lot here, because check this out. Kylo takes reduced damage from percent health damage status effects and gains taunt for 1 turn at the start of each encounter. He is also a pre Taunter. We have a First Order pre-Taunter. All right, guys, that rounds it out. So what do you think about the new First Order characters coming to the game? I am personally very excited. Gosh, it just feels really good to see the dark side getting some love. And I'm a dark side. I'm not really a dark side enthusiast, I wouldn't say. I kind of dig the light side, but it's just been so lopsided. You want the game to be balanced out. I want it to be a fair fight between my Jedi or my Rebels or whatever and the dark side, and I do think that this seems to be trending in a good direction where the dark side does seem to be getting a lot more attention. Now, are the First Order characters going to become meta because of this new character, these new characters? I'm not convinced that that's going to be the case, but I do think they will be viable, and I'll test that out on my test account here as soon as possible. I know that we're going to get these characters here pretty soon. I think tomorrow is hopefully the day that we should have those, and then I'm going to want to throw Kylo Ren in the leadership spot, see how well that Zeta performs with other First Order characters like the original Kylo Ren, with Phasma, with the new SF pilot, or maybe the existing characters like First Order Officer or First Order Stormtrooper and that kind of thing. I have high optimism for these characters, but again, I'm not sure that they're going to be meta. That said, this is only the beginning. We still have a month until The Last Jedi hits. What other First Order characters could we be getting? Snoke. Let's hope that we have more First Order coming to the game, and maybe Kylo Ren and SF Pilot will have more synergy with future First Order characters to come to the game, and maybe, just maybe, we could have a First Order meta and get rid of these Rebels in the arena. Who knows if that's going to happen, but I am optimistic that this could be the start of something great. But whatever the case is, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you're excited for the new characters. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, don't forget.
For my dead body. Sorry about the mess.